EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us Sunshine State and TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3". On first down, Cummins firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play there on the catch and run. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Back to throw. Cummins. And it's incomplete. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 19 carries, 80 yards, and a touchdown.
That's a good start to the season. They got the win, and they were able to establish a good running game. Nothing that just blew people away, but a nice solid base to get things started, and they expect that to get tuned up and get better as the season moves on.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. On the give, this is Harris. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. The extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. Takes it at the 7. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Schultz. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Quinnen Williams busting through to get him for a loss of 6. 2nd and 16. Looking to throw. Schultz. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. This defense for the Steelers, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how...
Touchdown, Jaguars! A big play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Hines opting not to risk it, and this will come out to the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Back to throw. Cummins. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
It's brought in by Harris. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
The numbers for him from a week ago, a boatload of carries, 123 yards.
Well, they set a nice tone in week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get the play action and throw the ball deep later on.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And they'll have it in the red zone before it crosses over out of bounds.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
Looking to throw. Schultz. This is caught. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. They'll try to run this one in. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. Blankenship out to kick off. On the return, it's Nyheim Hines. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. And that'll set them back 5. Back to throw. Cummins. And a dangerous throw there. Nearly intercepted on the sideline, but it's incomplete. To throw on second down. Cummins. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And they're going to face a third down. Looking to throw. Cummins. Throw left side complete. That's Harris. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up 4th down. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And a healthy gain of 8 here. They double their workspace out to the 16. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And the Jaguars send out their punter, standing just outside his own goal line. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Now a throw here, hauled in. And Charles, of interest here, that last throw is going to put him over 20,000 yards passing for his career, and that's not a bad number.
You're exactly right about that, and even though it's nowhere near the top of the leaderboard, because when you think about it, Brady and Breeze, they've done that 4 times over. But when you hit 20,000, let's face it, only a little over 100 guys have ever done that in the NFL. It's worthy of some applause.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got his big tight end here. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A gain of 6 there on 3rd. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the recap. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And the Steelers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved. That's going to set him back 5 yards. That false start costly. Moves him back to the 9 now, 1st and goal. They'll look to throw again. He's got it. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And maybe shades of the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Back to throw. Schultz. And that is incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the 1st half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Throwing on 1st down. Cummins looking downfield for Godwin. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
Let's go. Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
They try to set up the screen. Oh, nearly disaster. But it's incomplete. Not much chance of that working. Almost intercepted. It's 2nd down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the 1st half. If you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. That's Daron Payne with a sack that time.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Looking to throw. Cummins. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Back to throw. Cummins. And that will be incomplete.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on 3rd down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
The Jags going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. On 1st and 10, Schultz. And that nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it, and it'll be 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Schultz. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
His throw caught right around the 6. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. Again, he'll drop to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Blankenship's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we hit the halftime. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
These two coaching staffs likely going through their final adjustments for the second half. One of these teams is going to emerge 2-0. But who will it be? To find out, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime. One
play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 45 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there. 2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They go play action here on 1st down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Devin Bush. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
On 3rd down, Schultz. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. Blankenship's kick is good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the 2nd half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Cummins. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Javon Kinlaw, his 2nd sack of the night. The Steelers send out their punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. How do you break down his game so far? Just the 1 touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't. Not until you balance it with the error side, you know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game, but that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 18 yards on each of the last two plays, and they're picking up big chunks now. Going to give this time to the tailback. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 80 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
I know in every game we do, we talk about momentum. That was a momentum play lost. And now there could be a letdown because they didn't get the interception.
Yeah, you could almost hear the collective gasp on the sideline as he could not come up with that football. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. From the gun, Schultz. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Blankenship's kick is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead. A second field goal here in this 3rd quarter, and his 3rd of the game so far.
He's been an important part of the offense, that's for sure, and they may need him again before this one's said and done. So I would treat it like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. Leave him alone and let him focus.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little past there, call it the 26. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That catch, by the way, number 940 in his career, so he's 60 away from a grand. But 940, that ties him with Art Monk.
And I think it's fitting that he tied Art Monk because of the way that he goes about his business, the way that he plays the game. Not a lot of flash, not a lot of dash, but plenty of production.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Cummins. And this will be incomplete.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
To throw on 3rd down. Cummins. He's going to air one out. And this one is incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. This will be fielded at the 17. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs to keep up with your theme there, playing keep away.
Now the ball comes loose, and it looks like Steeler football. It is!
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second. Looking to throw. Cummins. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. The Steelers on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be third and forever. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this when I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt. Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Hands it off out of the gun. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And down to the 27-yard line. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great effort there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Jaguars are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. They'll look to throw. Complete at the 1. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
On first down, Cummins. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Back to throw. Cummins. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Cummins. He gets it complete to Harris. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Chris Godwin, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Steelers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. The 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. And he's going to use his legs here. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one away. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. And the Jaguars send out their punter. They'll boot it away from about his 35. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. So now the Steelers down on the scoreboard. And time, a huge factor. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards, the pickup there. To throw on 2nd down. Cummins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Looking to throw. Cummins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. So this one fairly well in the bag as they take over with a 1st and goal. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars are on their way to a 2-0 start. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And no thought of a return here for Hines. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and we'll do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Probably just want to put this one behind them. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's got a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
On 3rd down, Cummins. He's going to let it fly. And, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Chris Jones on the stop. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime,